Good morning, everyone. I'm Quincy Bipancha, and today we'll discuss the topic about the intellectual revolution that defines society in Middle East. Intellectual revolution that defines society information that we access in the past, present, and future, as well as cherish. Together with the responsibility to awaken society, they also need to be constantly aware of their own shortcomings. Now, we are going to discuss first the definition of intellectual revolution. The second is identify their contribution to the society. The third is the one of the richest intellectual society and that has contributed a lot of science and technology until today. And that is the Middle East intellectual revolution. And the fourth is the Middle East civilization. This time, we're going to tackle about the intellectual revolution. Intellectual revolution, it means Greek speculation about nature in the period before Socrates. An intellectual revolution is also known as pre-Socratic or non-theological or first philosophy. There are three characteristics of this philosophy. First, the world is a natural whole. The second, there is natural order. And the third, the human can discover those laws. Now, let's move on the Middle East civilization. Middle East civilization developed the following. First, the first writing system in the world, in the form of cuneiform. Earliest writing system simply evolved from picture baked on clay tablets, which turned now into symbols and gradually transformed into phonetics elements. The second is Middle East civilization is invented the potter's wheel, vehicular, and mill wheel. The Middle East civilization is created the first generalized governments and laws codes, which serve as a birthplace to the cities-states with their high degree of division labor, like the one in Babylon commandments, and creates major changes. Empire also introduced social scarification, slavery, and organized warfare. And it is also the foundation of the astronomy and mathematics. The Middle East civilization has a very rich culture and tradition. They also have an enormous contribution to science and technology. Middle East civilization is the home of the cradle of civilization. Many of the world's oldest culture and civilization were seen in Mesopotamia, Sumeria, and Babylonia. The history started from the earliest human settlements continuing through pre- and post-Islamic empires. Islamic scholars are people influenced by Islamic civilization regardless of their religious views. They give us mathematical terms like algebra, azimuth, algorithms, and many more. Their culture flourished during the time of Abbasid Caliphate in 750 to 1517, where it served as a crossroad trading zones for Persia, India, Byzantine cultures, and various religious and many language flourished in the civilization. The blended culture by the civilization and various belief systems made the early Islamic science very inclusive. They have a very high literacy rate. Furthermore, they are adherent to treat others equally. Baghdad, the first capital of Abbasid, was founded by Caliphate al-Mansur in 754 AD and became the largest urban area in 930 AD. The city of House, the Bait al-Hikmah, or the House of Wisdom, a great library that began from the collections of Caliphate al-Mansur, which he then opened up to the visiting scholars, even the delegations from other states like India. His successor, Caliphate al-Rashid, carried on this tradition and supported the translation movement. In 832 AD, Caliphate al-Mamun refounded the House of Wisdom as an international center for translation and research. which eventually became the largest library in the world by 850. He sponsored families of scholars translators to bring useful takes from different parts of the world, which reaches philosophical foundations like Greek, Chinese, Sanskrit, Persian, and Syria to translate it to Arabic. Caliphate Al-Mamun invested his power in the Greek and Persian translation because he found this as a sign of civic status, a worthy cause, and a highly practical calling. This helped them to have a better understanding in astronomy, which helped them to accurately observe timekeeping for mosques, and they were also able to improve their knowledge on geography that helped them align their prayers facing to Mecca. Because of the fluid trade of knowledge collection, many Baghdad scholar translators were influenced by the works of Aristotle, like Ibn Rushd. He is sometimes called the commentator, being Aristotle thumb fans. There were also schools of Mu'taziliya. Those principles believed that rationalism could be used in order to understand both the physical world and spiritual world. They brought the Greek Aristotelian reason-based debate about nature of the cosmos into the Islamic social context. They established a lot of infrastructures as house of knowledge like observatories, hospitals, public libraries, and madrasas, and Islamic college. They have a very rich core of culture and religion with accumulated knowledge. In madrasas, they can study law, Greek natural philosophy, logic, arithmetic, astronomy, and astrology during that time. Number of ancient philosophers, astronomers, and polymaths from Persia like Abu Mashar, Al-Razi, and Al-Biruni also attempt to propose heliocentrism. Their theories were against Aristotle but with observed data. Al-Mamun created a team that attempted to measure the circumference of the Earth using astronomical observation and derived the number of 24,480 miles. And in modern calculation, the Earth's circumference is 24,901, which is less than 2% accurate than the one made by Al-Mamun teams. Not bad. In 820 AD, Al-Khwarizmi wrote Kitab or Al-Jabr, or the Compeditious Book in Calculations. By completion and balancing, an original manual of practical maths, he introduced rational, irrational numbers, and different forms of numeric system and calculations. Middle East civilization also invented the astrolabes, which are widely used in navigations, and developed algebra, trigonometry, and other numeric related systems. Their scholars practice both the technique and the episteme of knowledge. To the continuation to be followed by Russell Suleisna. And thank you, and that's all.